Yes, you can.
From hummingbirds to animal communicators, and this one's almost about as tiny as a hummingbird. Yes, look at you. This is China, and China is being fostered by Carol right here. So Carol, I understand you're an animal communicator.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get into that?
Oh, that's a long story. That was 21 years ago. And I actually was certified as an empathic healing practitioner. So I worked with energy and alternative healing therapies. And I got a chow. And for some reason, he just knew where my clients were sick. He felt pain. He knew where they had cancer. He knew just about everything that you could, on the body. He would sniff and he would just know, like they're showing you now on television and what you see. And so I started watching him and paying attention. And we started communicating with body language, with just telepathically, energetically. And he passed away of cancer, came to me in a dream, told me to work only with the animals, never to work with the people again. But as an animal communicator, and as you know, we do work with the people.
Yes.
Because when your animal misbehaves, it's the person.
It is, and a lot of people don't get that. They don't understand. It's just like children. Your children emulate what you do.
Exactly.
These little beings are no different, and they, oh, you want my microphone, and they emulate the behavior of the owners. So if the owner's in fear, the dog will go into fear. When the dog said work with the animals, you can't help but work with the people.
That's right. That's right.
So where do you go?
When someone calls, what I say to them first, nicely, is don't take this as being judgmental, but what are you doing to make your dog behave that way? Or if the dog is sick, it might have taken on an illness that the client, that the master has. So I go in and I work with the chakras. That's how I get in the energy, their energy centers of the body.
Yes.
And everyone has 7 major ones, so do the animals.
Right.
And I tune in and I work with the energy. I unblock the chakras. I telepathically talk to them with whatever the problem may be. And it could be physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual.
Oh, sure.
Because
those are all the elements that make up who we are.
Exactly. I was having a problem with her when I first got her. She didn't want her face wiped. And she told me that she had a bad experience through the birth canal of her mama.
Sure.
And she couldn't breathe. They didn't break the sac fast enough. So we're working with that. And before she came, which was 12 days ago, to my household, I told Chance she was coming, telepathically and communicating through word of mouth, so to speak. And it took 3 days, but they bonded, and they're doing fine.
Very well. Now tell me about Chance's sunglasses. I'm very
Chance
curious.
loves his sunglasses. And we got them at one of the expos. And I got them because he loves to stick his head out the window, and he was closing his eyes. So they said, why don't you get him a pair of sunglasses so he won't squint? So I did. And so he wears them and he keeps them on. And I'm going to go get one for her when she's big enough.
Absolutely. So if someone, you have a client base, obviously.
Correct.
For animal communicators. So what are some of the issues that people come to you with? I would think mostly health.
It could be anything. They could already know it's an emotional issue. I work with some vets, and they'll say to me, I think it's emotional, but the dog is acting out in a physical way. So I actually, for example, let's say the dog there's something wrong with his hip, but the source is coming from the knee. They don't necessarily have to take an x-ray of the whole body. They could just specifically take the x-ray of the knee, which would help the vet hone in and help the client not spend as much money on something like that, versus then they can spend the money on other things like sunglasses for their dog.
We're all living beings. If we have feelings, emotions, and ideals that we want for our life, why do people think this is any different?
That's right. An animal knows your true self. That's why sometimes an animal won't like a certain person or will love a certain person immediately, because your energy is your truth.
Yeah.
And they read it.
But if someone wanted to contact you, wanted to bring their animal to you, what do they need to do?
Well, they can reach me on Facebook at Carmaconnection. Karma is with a C. Or they can reach me on my website, which is Carol at Carmaconnection.com. Carol's also with a C-A-R-O-L-E. I like the C's. Chance, China. Yeah, I'm stuck on C's. So they can do that. I am going to be teaching classes at a clinic, a vet clinic, so they can find that information on the site. And the clinic that I'll be teaching the classes is very much into alternative therapies and very cutting edge. And so I would never not hook up with someone like that, because I do believe in natural for the animals first. And if that doesn't work, then we go on and we find out other things, because there are wonderful surgeons and doctors out there. And
people abuse beings like this, if you can believe that. Please don't do that. This is Kimberly reminding you, adopt, donate, volunteer, spay and neuter, be kind to animals, and you can be an animal rescuer too. We'll see you next time.